Hello everyone, this is Marley Nama, and welcome back to another episode of Square Timber. And today, we are going to be covering the online Final Fantasy games of 11 and 14, and how big they are, and what they have to offer. I'm going to start with 11 first, because it was introducing something that was relatively new called the Massive Multiplayer Online RPGs. Now, Square Enix saw potential in this market, so they just wanted to jump on the bandwagon with the Final Fantasy franchise. It raised a lot of eyebrows for a lot of people because it was not your typical Final Fantasy game and it was basically using a standard Roman numeral. But Final Fantasy XI had several stories, especially it branched out into several different arcs depending on what the path the player chose, which is very common in MMOs. You get to choose your own character and customize it, and of course join up with other players on a server and to form your own party, and you can essentially be taking quests from here on out. Now, I haven't played much of that game, so I'm only going to get into the basics really. But I have played a lot of 14, especially with The Realm Reborn, and I'm gonna get into its awful beginnings that it actually had. The announcement of Final Fantasy XIV came as a surprise to people. It was in fact another MMO, in case we haven't enjoyed 11 enough already and we're in desperate need of another one. And it was scheduled to release in 2010, the same year as Final Fantasy XIII. And because of that, it was completely rushed within only a year after being revealed to the public. And this is what we got. It got a lot of hate from basically very slow servers that were relatively very empty to a barren open world very easy to get lost in with nothing to do. And also, the AI was pretty dumb. Look at this. Probably the biggest mistake Square Enix has done to their flagship franchise. And we're just getting started. Did they really think they're going to be that awesome having two numbered Final Fantasies released in the same year? I don't think so! And in fact, it was so bad they had to pretty much kill the whole thing off, send an apology letter to all of the players, and then relaunch it as a Realm Reborn. And thankfully, it redeemed itself. Because the new 14 is great. In fact, what was good about it is that it was an MMO, so it was able to get second chances, like relaunching it as a completely different game that's more playable. It follows the same story, sure, along with many other stories, like the recently released Stormblood, that's pretty fun and pretty well, that has actually offered new classes to create new characters with. What makes these two MMOs interesting is their NPCs that your own character gets to interact with. Hell, you even put a few of them in your own Dissidia games. Now, since Final Fantasy XI is 15 years old, and I was pretty late to cover it, a lot of people are saying that deserves either a reboot or a remake. In fact, it would be great to relaunch it and remake it with a single-player campaign, where and that plays out like a traditional Final Fantasy, while retaining the online essence of multiplayer. That would be fantastic. Like, there'd be a single-player mode for the main story, you can get to choose your own party and whatnot, and there's basically an online mode where you get to choose your path, but still keeping canon. I think one day 14 can do the same thing, and the relaunch of 14 as a Realm Reborn proves that. But the next episode was showing less of a promising chance until now. This is Marley Nama, signing off.
Thanks for watching, I really hope you liked this video. If you want to check out more from Marley Nama, please hit the subscribe button below. or go to my website at www.marleomedia.com. And if you really like the content, be sure to support me on Patreon or follow me on Twitch TV. And as always, sign on.